Um, hi, everybody. Hi, subscribers. Let me see. I'm gonna try to put this down. I'm in my room, and I just got like, I was just sorry. I just just did it impulsively. I just wanted to say hi, and I just wanted to see if anybody wanted to sort of like be interactive or something. I'm just talking. I didn't. I totally didn't prepare for any of this, but yeah. So today is. Let me see. I think it's Saturday. About to be Saturday tomorrow. Oh no, it's Saturday right now. It's 12:20. It's 12:29 at nighttime. I was out earlier with my dog, and I'm so tired. So tired from just drinking. I drank, so I mean like things like that. Uh, so I'm not feeling all that great, but I mean I'm fine though. I mean it's I'm really happy and excited to invite you guys to say something or ask me questions or anything. I actually do want to ask your opinion on something. Um, have you ever? Okay, let me try to keep a guideline thing here first. Okay. Oh, I totally thought I was ready for it. I'm not. But anyways, I kind of wanted to cover like if any of you had any more problems or anything with the whole TI targeted in individual stuff. Did it ever get resolved? Have you had any more trouble with it? Did you feel any more strange things and were you ever able to find a resolve with it in any way? Did you see if it was anybody? I mean, like in particular. I mean, like, was there anything? Is I'm trying to ask you because in my life, because I didn't know what a targeted individual is. I don't consider myself a targeted individual, really. I really don't. But I just don't. You know what I mean? Why would I be targeted? I just don't understand it. I mean, what the hell is that whole thing about the gang stalkers and all that stuff? Well, I've made headway with it, which is awesome. I've approached it from a in a way that is kind of like a scientific kind of way. I've observed it for a good 9 years now since I became aware of it, and over that 9 years, I've only made a little bit of progress in understanding what it is, and now I still don't know what it is for sure, but I do have some kind of idea of what it is from me just interacting with it, and believe me, it's not nice. uh, but it is still interactive and it's still around. Uh, okay, first things first. For the targeted individual, it's a person. It's a person that feels like that is being wrongfully accused of something that is unclear and un. It's not you can I can't really tell what it is. Is apparently I did something wrong or something, or I don't really know what it is, or I'm not doing something that I'm supposed to be doing, or I'm in a place that they don't want me to be in. So, I think it's for me, I think it's the third one because in San Francisco, I mean, like I live here. This is where I've been for like 20 years, and it's been a long time. This is all I know. You know what I mean? And I live here. I pay rent here. I have a home here now. Me and my dog live here. We just here. And lately, I've been getting these messages telling me go home, leave the city, get out, and it's just been doing that like every day, and really just it's harassment to the utmost. It's just it's under some kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying to explain it right now, and it's really difficult because I can't articulate the words well enough. And it's going to be hard to believe. It's going to be difficult to believe, but I'm prepared for that too because it's also something familiar to a lot of us. A lot of us are familiar with it already, and it's it's local. You know what I mean? It's not extraterrestrials. Well, in a sense, it kind of is, I guess, but not really. Okay, so these are my conclusions of what I believe it is, and it's not really a full belief either. It's kind of a misguided belief. It's kind of a I asked for it, and kind of idea what it is. It's never no real act to any questions. There's no really real yes or no, or I am so and so and you are so and so, you did this and you did that. There's no real answer. But there's more of a like, not hints, but clear accusation, and something like, you got to figure it out yourself. You're the one that did it. You got to figure it out. And and then it just repeats the behavior over and over and over, and it just continues and continues. And I think what it's trying to do is get me to figure out why, and and then do whatever it's been telling me to do, even if it's against what i I want to do. You know what I mean? Well, okay, so I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I was just going through all of this weird stuff that was going on, and I thought I was unique to it. But in retrospect, when I was going through my history in my life here, and yeah, just here, it's been like, I want to say it's been following me for 9 years, and for some reason, it's targeted me. I'm not really sure. Hey, what's up? Oh, did okay? Is this Oran Jackie? What's that mean? That's yeah, anyways, hey, what's up? Um, so I'm just saying, like, it feels like it's been following me for this long. The bad luck, the loud noises, the misfortune. And I've gotten so used to it that I just don't really get bothered by it too much. Until I am what do I call it? Vulnerable, completely vulnerable, and I start to lose my friends or my something precious to me. This time it was somebody that I really, really like. And the person is like really just cannot handle the whole thing. And it's just like, we don't want to, it's just too much. It's too much to have to focus on. That my attention doesn't even go to what I want it to go to. Like let's say I have chores, right? I want to do the chores. I'll do the chores and then I'll start working on it. But then I'll be distracted so much so by whatever it is that just wants to start shit with me. And no one can ever really know what it is because it's only affecting me. And so they can't really understand what it is until it happens to you. Because that's what I learned, is that my friend was going through these kind of things and I wasn't really experiencing it. Uh, and I was just listening to her tell me of what was going on. And at that point, I was remembering when I used to sit and talk to her and stuff, and she really didn't have an explanation herself. They were more like beliefs, just beliefs. And I didn't not believe her. I believed her, I just didn't take it as seriously as I should have. Or no, you probably shouldn't take it too seriously. I don't know. But anyways, I it destroyed her. I don't know where she is now. I don't know what happened to her, but the last time I talked to her, she was really scared and she was sad and she was homeless and she was really she didn't recognize me for who I was, just being her friend. She didn't mention any more about the voices. She didn't mention any more about anything, but she was scared, and our interaction was really brief and very, very odd. It wasn't the usual "Hi, how are you doing?" and a hug, and we always used to hug. We used to hug. We used to visit with each other and just say, "Well, what have you been up to? What's going on with you?" Just catching up like normal interaction, like some with a friend that you haven't seen in a while, and both of you get along and both of you talk really good, right? Well, my friendship with Fressa was like that. That's how it started out. We met like at I think at the Native American Health Center over here in San Francisco. That's when they used to let us go over there and have groups and do poems and things like that, and teach us about Native American history and current current stuff going on with them. And they were trying to keep the Native American community uh, active with each other so that we could help each other through some hard times and stuff. Because it does get a little bit strange whenever you're out in the city and you don't see another Native American, or you can't really talk to another person without um, well, what was I going to say? It's a Native American will understand what you're going through if that person is a Native American too. Did I say that right? Or if you're a Native American too. But it doesn't have to be like that. It could just be anybody. You know what I mean? It's just not. I'm just saying that's what the Native American Health Center was doing for us. So we connected on that level. I met Fressa. We were in the same group together. We were sharing all kinds of stuff. We were sober. We're just like just talking to each other and just getting to know each other. We became friends. We hung out for such a long time. We and I volunteered a lot, over there in different places. And so I saw Fressa a lot. And something happened. I forgot what happened specifically, but Fressa became homeless. She didn't have housing anymore. She didn't seem so healthy, like as far as I think she started drinking again or something. She was drinking. It's difficult because I'm revisiting this all of this, and it's kind of it's a daunting task to go through all of this, and I'm trusting that I'm doing it the right way in some way. I just did it impulsively. Anyways, she um she lost her housing. She started drinking again. It wasn't heavy drinking. It was just drinking. And she wasn't getting wasted, but she was drinking. And Hot Team had been going around helping people that were homeless and housing them in hotels. So they would give them a stabilization room for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then move them into permanent housing. That's how it was going. But back then it was new. It was a new process. This is what this kind of transitioning from the street all the way to housing was really new. They were still putting in programs. They didn't know how it's going to go from step one to step two to step three and stuff like that, right? And on top of that, each person had his or her own problems like alcohol or drugs or things like that, anxiety problems, things stuff. So, anyways, Fressa was fairly healthy, just had like some trouble with alcohol and maybe some other problems that I don't know about. Well, she got accepted. Hot team brought her in. Hot Team is the homeless outreach team. It's a city funded program that goes out and meets homeless people that are actively homeless on the street and they need help. So they go out there and they talk to whoever wants to talk to them, and then they explain what they have to offer. And then if the homeless person wants to help, they help. They get them through. They even feed them, and sometimes they take them medical care and things. It's transitioning from the streets, straight up streets, and into a small room, your own space, so you can start getting used to the routines of taking a shower, brushing your teeth every day, wearing clean clothes, so you can kind of get up from where you are on the streets. So that's what they were doing to Fressa. We were happy. I was happy, and it was housing. She didn't have to sleep outside no more. She didn't have to worry about shelter bed or anything like that. She was gonna have her own little room, and she was gonna have her own privacy. She was washing clothes, things like that. At first, it was wonderful. But then I started to notice that she was like sad, I guess. She wouldn't talk about it too much. And I did ask her, I just asked her, I said, what's going on with you? I mean, like, why are you so different or something like that? And then she said, well, I don't know if I want to tell you, because she didn't want to tell me right away. No, no, she didn't. I can understand why. So I kind of did left it at that, but then she did tell me. She said, I'm hearing voices. And then I'm like, oh, okay, voices. And I continued to listen to her, and she said, it's kind of strange because these voices are actually describing what I'm doing. And then I said, what do you mean? What are you doing? What are you doing? And she said, well, if I'm like, taking a shower, or if I'm eating or something, just some kind of activity, especially the private ones, like taking a dump or something, like taking washing clothes or things like that. The intimate ones, where you're supposed to go to take a shower and stuff. She said that voice is actually telling, or just saying out loud what I'm doing. I said, literally? And then she said, yes. If I am putting soap on my feet and washing my feet, it says Fressa's washing her feet. It's something, not, it wouldn't call her Fressa. It would just say, he's washing his feet right now or something like that. So I was like, that's really odd. And I was like, I just thought it was odd. Then we started to talk about, I said, where are these voices coming from? And like, can you tell where they come from? Is it the wall or something like that? She said, I looked everywhere in that room. I couldn't find it. I took the thing off, the fire, what do you call that? Fire detector, smoke detector. I took that out and I looked inside and I couldn't find anything. There's no speakers, there's no cameras, there's no anything that will prove that it's coming from the room. And I said, okay, well, is it like next door people? Are people next door to your room in the other room able to see you and talk about you while you're sitting in your room? And she said, wow, I think, I don't know. It sounds like it. That's what it seems like. So we were still trying to figure it out. I had no idea about I just had no, it was brand new to me. It was brand new to her. She was like, she's never had this problem ever. I never had this problem. And I wasn't hearing the voices. I was just fine. You know what I mean? I was just trying to be supportive of her. So so she was getting more and more sad over the weeks and over the months. She was just like, "Oh, you know what? I don't think I could live in this hotel anymore. I can't live in this hotel anymore." And I'm these voices. they follow me around. They criticize me. They make me feel like uh, they're watching me all the time, and they're making me paranoid, and it's making me feel really strange. And I didn't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I was just like, I mean, how can you prove voices? I wasn't hearing them, and I couldn't hear the voices that she was talking about. And I didn't know anything about those kind of medical issues back then. Well, instead of getting better and better or finding something to do, because she was trying to get to art classes and things like that, she was trying to do other things. And then she did bring up at one point, she said, it's almost as if when I do something wrong or when I do something that is uh personal, you know what I mean? And she said that's when they really like step up the criticism. They start saying names and start calling things out. And I was just like, really? I mean, like seriously, like they're calling you names, like yeah, they say I'm gross and they say ew or they call me faggot and things like that, you know? And I was just like, wow, that's really bad. I mean, like I just didn't know what to say. I mean, like that's mean, first of all, and that's like hatred. And it's not why and who and where and what in San Francisco, California? Like how? I mean, it's just this city is like anti-hate, you know? They don't hate. We don't hate. We try to just accept it and just like work with it, you know, and not be mean. And we're not like that, is what I'm trying to say. So she didn't get any better. She didn't get any better. She chose to go back to the streets. She said, you know what, I think it's the hotel. I really think it's the hotel. I think they're fine. They have a way of seeing me, and I think they have a way of somehow talking to me and listening to me, and it's really disturbing, and I just can't handle it. And then I said, well, but you're going to the streets from being housed and stuff. And I said, what about hot team? And then they were just like, they don't believe me. They think I'm back on drugs or something, and they just think that they don't have anything to say about it. They don't believe me. They just think I'm doing drugs. And then I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I mean, like, how could I help my friends who hears voices? And this is a new condition for her because before we used to just never talk about voices. We were just too busy helping or going to class and talking to each other, a group, and just like normal, regular people. You know what I mean? And and then all of a sudden she's housed. She went through some misfortune. She's housed, and then she's hearing voices. And I was thinking, was she stressed out? Was she was maybe stressed out, and maybe it was delusions, and that she started to kind of see or hear these things that weren't really there. Well, that's usually the premise before you hear voices and stuff. Is like you get stressed and things don't seem to be stable. So your mind has ends up going crazy a little bit. That's what I think. That's what I've researched and learned. And well, to end Fressa's story, at that point, she also had them say, "Go home, go away, go get the hell out of here." So it's like they're getting kicked out of the city, and they were just pestering her, bothering her, and she said, "There's no way I could actually turn it down or turn it off." And then she said, "It just it follows me now. It's just always there." And then that's the last time I saw her was when she didn't even say anything to me. She was just like, I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" I was really happy to see her, and I wanted to give her a hug and stuff. She wouldn't take anything. She was just lost. Her eyes didn't even meet my eyes. I stood right in front of her to say hi, so she just kind of She wasn't there, and then I never saw her again. That was like maybe 7 or 8 years ago, maybe even more than that, maybe 10 or something. That's Fressa. That was we called her Fressa because something about strawberry. I guess her name was Strawberry, and then we just used to call her Fressa. And and I was still not new to the city, but I was still I was going to college. I was trying to be the student, uh, try to learn as much as I could. And I was here in the city. I was not new to it, but I mean, like I was learning to live here, and I was trying to work so I could earn money for apartment and stuff like that. I didn't have Yuma or a dog then. I was still young, and I was still trying to get myself together and get an education. It was difficult, and but it was manageable, and I was still doing it. And I my little brother came out. His he came out here to follow me and just be like, well, I want to go to California. So he went. He came out here, and he's doing well on his own. He's like great. He got a girlfriend. He was he drank a lot, which is kind of kind of sucked for us because it was just like when stress hits, sometimes it's just like, oh fuck yeah, I'm just gonna drink. And then it helps a little bit for that moment, but it ultimately caused a lot of problems. And because I'm an alcoholic myself, and I don't really drink as much anymore, and I'm very careful about it still. But it did cause a lot of problems in my life, and I probably nearly died so many times because of it. And I broken up friendships and stuff because of it. It was really bad for me, and for him too in some ways. Um, he came out here. He drank a lot. He was trying his best. He had a carpenter job. He had his girlfriend. He had a place to stay, and he was really trying his best to do things. He got drunk one night. He was hanging out with at his friend's house. His friend kind of said, "You know what? You can't. I don't want you in the room tonight because you're really, really drunk, and you're a little bit belligerent, and I have some friends coming over. So can you leave?" So he left. He left the room and somehow ended up on top of the roof. And then on top of the roof, and the next morning I called my friend to see if my little brother was ready to go because I was going to pick him up and we were going to go bar hopping with my auntie, and we were gonna go do stuff. I was dressed up like a Christmas tree, and it was gonna be a great morning, and we were just ready for it. Um, my friend told me, "Are you sitting down? Can you sit down or something? Can you just try to sit down?" And then I said, "What's wrong?" Because I already knew something was wrong. I said, "Where is he at? Put him on the phone. Put him on the phone." And then he said, "I can't." And I said, "Why?" I said, "Where's he at? Just, well, tell him to yell or something." And then he said, "Elijah's dead." And I was just like, it was just the world just fucking crushed on me. I was just like, I just couldn't handle it. It was like crazy. I was so sad. I was devastated. It was horrible. Years later, in retrospect, when I think about his death and I put all the stuff together that that kind of could have gave me some kind of clue as to why this was this and why this was that. And it wasn't primarily alcohol. It was kind of just for that night he was drunk, but he heard voices that told him to go up to to the roof. He was following voices according to his friend that kicked him out. His friend that kicked him out said that he was hearing voices, and they had him go to the roof. And he said, the last time I saw your little brother, he was on top of the roof and he was saying, he was woo. He said he was talking to voices. And then he had fallen from the roof down to ground level, and he took down some pipes along the way, and he died in the in that state. And they found him the next morning when they were trying to fix the water pipes. So that's just one of my sad stories. It's just I don't like talking about it. I miss him, and I really wish that I had been there for him a lot more. And given the knowledge that I have now about things, I definitely probably would have been able to save him or to help him avoid uh, following voices, or I definitely could have helped him now with my knowledge that I have and learned about and stuff. So that was Elijah. He passed away from he. I thought it was suicide for a long time, but it wasn't suicide. It was following voices and I guess being drunk on top of the roof and falling all the way down to the bottom until he's dead. I just noticed that I'm at 31 minutes. So I'm going to leave this at this right now. So this is, I guess, part one, because this is all going to lead up to what I'm trying to tell you about. Um, I wanted to make it more tailored together really well, and it was going to be like that. But then I was just like, I want to go live, and I wanted to ask some questions to see if any of you are still are going through that kind of stuff anymore. I mean, because that's I for a time I was talking about targeted individuals. I didn't even know what they were, and I didn't really do too much investigation into it, but I did just touch on it briefly, and then I kind of got away from it because it was overwhelming me. But now it's totally in my life. So I mean, and it's totally like something that's just been there and I've gotten so used to, I guess. I don't know what to say about it. I will have a lot to say about it actually. And it might be helpful to some of you. It might even save your lives. Just don't follow voices. Don't listen to them and whatever else. I'll explain more tomorrow. I'm gonna go live again, and then I'm gonna go live actually in the daytime. So maybe some of you will be ready to Great. So I should put this at a time, right? So tomorrow, oh, I hope I do this because if I can't do goals, and I'll explain that later too. If I have a goal and I say I'm going to be available, I'm going to go live tomorrow at so and so time, then I will I will go live then. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it. Okay, so I'm kind of using you for accountability. So if I don't show up tomorrow and stuff, I'm going to feel bad, and I should feel bad because I'm telling you that I'm going to be there and I'm not going to be there if I don't show up, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try my best to be there because you're going to be there, and I don't want to waste your time, and I want to be there for you as too. Okay, so tomorrow's Saturday. What do I got to do tomorrow? Mm, I don't know what I gotta do tomorrow. I don't think I have to do anything except for clean my room, and I want to give my dog a bath. So those are times that I could just do anytime. I'm thinking something in the morning, or maybe towards the evening time. I kind of like the morning time, but then it's already morning right now, so maybe tomorrow. At about no, no, I want to go to work too. So okay, so what about 3 o'clock tomorrow? 3 p.m. Pacific time. 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna touch base on what I was talking about tonight. and or this morning, and I'll explain that tomorrow too. And thank you for listening to those stories. You know, those are real life stories that have happened to me and two people that I've lost in my life that I'm slowly coming to terms with and learning more about in retrospect and why and how it happened. If you're interested in any of this targeted individual stuff, which is mostly a mystery to a lot of people um, that are going through it, then tune in tomorrow again. Meet me here at 3 p.m. and I'll tell you some more stories, and I'll tell you it'll all fit together at the end at some point. I don't know how receptive it's gonna be. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna be taken care of. So, because I'm kind of nervous and I'm kind of scared about it a little bit too, because this is not something to be taken lightly. There are consequences to talking about this out loud and sharing it with other people. There, for me, I mean, there are consequences, reputation wise. I mean, I could a lot of people could get angry at me. Um, there's a lot of it could be. I'm just saying, there's a lot of possibilities that I will end up in a much worse space than I am right now. But I don't really care about that as long as I just get to do this with you guys and be able to explain what I'm trying to talk about. You know, and it is a good subject. It is a good subject, and I'm not afraid no more like I used to be. I'm not afraid of it, and I kind of faced it, so I kind of know in a sense what it is a little bit, but I still don't. So I just want to let you know. But I have learned a lot about why it does it, what it does, and what it is doing, and how it's doing it. Uh, and and some of you probably will have answers to some of the questions that I have. You know, because I know that I'm not the only one. I know that there are others that are similar, going through the same things, but they can't figure it out either. So I've been watching about targeted individual stuff. Okay, so I'll just shut up. It's like 37 minutes. Thank you so much for being my friend. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for visiting my channel. And thank you for just overall being my subscribers. And if you don't aren't subscribed, please subscribe for me. Please, please, please do. It could be a Christmas present if you subscribe. And then uh, like my videos, because then if you do that, then it helps me out a lot. And thank you so much. Does that sound like I'm trying to buy something, buy coffee? Well, maybe I am. I mean, I'm trying to ask you to do something for me, and if you do it, I really appreciate it a lot. And if you don't, then it's fine. You can still watch and you can still hang out, and nobody's kicking you out, so you can still watch me be myself and stuff. So I'm gonna get my dog real quick to look in the thing. So say hi. Come on, Yuma. Because usually people oops they pay attention because of Yuma. Yuma, up here. See? Oh, you can barely see him. Wait, wait. I'm trying to yeah. Okay, there you go. See? He's my he's he's the reason. He's the reason why I am so okay right now. Okay, good night, guys. Whoa,